Coming up next, the Grizzlies taking on the Spurs. For the Grizzlies, a mixed bag for this team to start the season, but one run can catapult them to where they want to be. Will that change happen tonight? We'll find out shortly. Spurs, Grizzlies, coming up next on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Glad you could join us. Tonight, the Memphis Grizzlies facing off against the Spurs out in San Antonio. Well, for San Antonio, it's been a rough beginning to the year. Certain pieces haven't gelled. They look frustrated at times. Hard to pinpoint exactly what the problem might be, but there's still a lot of season left to play for them to figure it out. And the trend continues, Shaq. Some first-round rookies being asked to play big roles early on.
You know, player development has changed quite a bit. You know, the organization and fans, we want immediate returns now.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on these young players, Ernie, when they're coming into the league. Some rise to the occasion, but others fold under the weight of their expectations.
That'll do it for us for now. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Welcome, basketball fans, to a very special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan. We've got Steve Smith and Greg Anthony alongside, and our sideline reporter tonight, David Aldridge. And a look now at San Antonio's upcoming schedule. On Wednesday, they'll start out on the road and play the Timberwolves in Minnesota. And then on Friday, they'll go up against the Magic in Orlando.
And looking at the Blazers matchup, not going to be an easy one for them. We know about the struggles they've had of late, and having to deal with the back end of the back-to-back is never fun.
And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. D.A.?
Well, guys, the retirements of Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker mean the start of a new era for the Spurs. Guard Patty Mills said, "We've had great teachers, and now there's a transition. It's about teaching that culture to these new guys. We aren't going to change. Bridging the gap is going to take time. That's where leadership comes in." Kevin?
A proud franchise. Thank you, David. He's funny as a player when it comes to preparing for a long season. Talk about the advantages of the new strength and conditioning programs we read so much about.
You know, for me, Kevin, when I first started out, it was all about just getting stronger, lifting weights. I think right now for these guys, they're doing a great job of adding that and also recovery. What do you do for recovery, being able to play the next game? I would love to see the technology that they have. Wish I could use it, Kevin, because all I did was run and get me a fish fillet, and I was ready to go.
Here we go.
And the starting group for the Grizzlies. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. Crowder in at the 3 with Jackson Jr. playing the 4. And it's Valanciunas in at center. And for San Antonio, it's Aldridge at the power forward with Pirtle at center. DeJounte Murray is out there with Derek White. And it's DeRozan in at the 3. And so here's Memphis. Here's Morant. Here's Valanciunas. And at last, they get one to fall.
Gotta love the big man Valanciunas fighting for that extra chance, and he was rewarded for his effort.
There's the pass to Aldridge. Pirtle up top. Over Valanciunas. Offensive rebound. And it goes down 2 points.
At the end of the day, when the ball goes up, there's no substitute for effort.
And here's Morant. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Dallas.
And he also looked to attack at the defensive end of the floor. 3 steals in that game.
And the 3 off target. And so it's DeRozan. He'll bring it up for San Antonio. Murray, no good. And DeRozan sends it back.
With that leaping ability of DeRozan, he can go get it.
Yeah, easy call. And Memphis only a pick to Boston. Rumor was they hoped it would convey this summer rather than rolling over to the 2020 draft.
Moving up to number 2, not a bad outcome with a potential star in Ja Morant. They've got another key player for their rebuild.
That free throw missing.
The Spurs with the league's longest active playoff streak, 22 years and running, not to mention 5 titles in that span. No wonder the Spurs are viewed as the league's model franchise.
And he's good on the second. Well, Steve, the Spurs are so well run. If they played in a top 5 market, they might be the most popular team in the NBA by now.
You know what, Kevin? They probably would, but this is the way this organization likes it. They like to be quiet and under the radar. They like to sustain success, and they like to build a great culture. At the same time, the small market is really a part of their culture.
And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Murray surveying the D. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
I like this for Murray. This is what the team needs from him. He's a catalyst.
Now here's Morant. Brooks, the pass to Valanciunas. Brooks against White. Shot clock at 5. Morant kicks to Crowder. Shoots over DeRozan. No good off the front iron.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
There's the floater game. Murray incredibly smooth in everything he does.
And so here's Memphis following the bucket by the Spurs. Brooks, the pass to Morant. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Here's Jackson. Valanciunas trying to free himself up. Nice D from Aldridge.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
And so it's Crowder with it. He'll bring it up for the Grizzlies. They trail by 1. And Jackson throws it down hard.
And have to commend the unselfish attitude. Like how Morant just recognized the open man, and the ball was right there.
Poked away. Murray dishes to DeRozan. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Morant passes to Jackson. Clock at 6. Pass to Morant over Murray. And the Grizzlies get it back. The Spurs have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ja Morant. That's his first foul. Jackson against White. Knocks it loose. Brooks feeling it out a bit. Pass to Morant. Feeds to Jackson. And stolen by Aldridge. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jaren Jackson. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
San Antonio leading. Now here's Murray. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Boston.
And some of the passes he threaded through the defense were just incredible. He made it look so easy.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Pirtle with the steal. In transition, here comes San Antonio. White's running. That shot wide open.
And that's when he's at his best. DeRozan, confident and in rhythm with the jumper.
Now here's Morant. He's covered by Murray. Morant passes to Jackson. Over Aldridge. Kept alive. A second chance effort. Valanciunas, good. Valanciunas has got his second basket of the game.
And Valanciunas just shrugging off the contact there to finish the play.
Murray outside. Not going to go that time. Now Memphis takes it the other way. And stolen by White. With some arc. And it's Morant with the rebound. Memphis trailing here. The 29th pick in 2017 by the Spurs. Their injuries last year created an opportunity for Derek White to show Greg what he can do with steady minutes.
And White at 6'4", capable of manning either guard spot. A shooter, a playmaker, and an all-defensive team in college. He is definitely a keeper.
Here's Murray. The Grizzlies making the shot. Shot clock at 6. The shot. That misses off the backboard. The Grizzlies shooting in this first quarter around 38%. They're looking a bit creaky out there. Morant passes to Jackson. Murray with it. He's picked up by Morant. Murray outside. To the middle. Here's Pirtle. Shoots over Morant. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
The defensive impact of Jakob Pirtle giving the Spurs a boost. Great timing and instincts as a shot blocker.
And coming to San Antonio in the Kawhi Leonard trade, the Spurs hoping Pirtle can be a difference maker.
You know what, Kevin? Already their best road threat offensively. He rarely misses with his right hand in close.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Rudy Gay's checked in for Aldridge. Bellinelli comes in for White. And it's Mills in for DeJounte Murray. And he sinks the second.
What you love about Jakob Pirtle is his size. A 7-footer who plays hard on both ends of the floor.
Jackson finds Valanciunas. Over Pirtle. No good from Valanciunas.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Passes it to Mills. Now here's DeRozan. Defended by Allen. And DeRozan. Oh, the power on that throwdown.
When you get your tickets to see him play, that is what you are paying for. Incredible dunk from DeRozan.
Now here's Allen. Covered by Mills. Back to Allen. Launches a 3. The shot, no good. The Spurs have gone 6 of 14 shooting the ball since the start of the game. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Fantastic anticipation. He has active hands. Even though he doesn't come away with the turnover, he's disrupting their offensive flow.
Lyles checked in for San Antonio. Damari Carroll comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And the Grizzlies also with the sub. Clark's checked in. Now here's Allen. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. To the inside, Valanciunas uses the glass to finish the layup. Valanciunas has got the game tied up here for the Grizzlies.
Almost every move Valanciunas makes, there's going to be some contact. He just plays through it.
And so it's Mills who will bring it up for San Antonio. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
And I'm sure next time he sits down, coach is going to have a few choice words for him with that shot selection.
And you know what? He knows it. You have to try to play within the system or you're going to come away with empty possessions.
And Bellinelli kicks to Mills right at the free throw line. It's rebounded by Memphis. Valanciunas has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Rebounded by the Spurs. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
you know what? That's a game where the coach might just want to burn the video because there's no question they're a better team than what we saw, but they got crushed on that night.
And obviously we know that's not how they usually play, but hey, they've got to perform better next time around.
Game. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. And the Spurs lead by 2.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Now Allen. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And the pass to Valanciunas. To the wing on the left. The baseline J. And it's Anderson that time on the assist from Valanciunas.
I like the mid-range area for Anderson because of his size and because he makes good decisions with the ball in his hands.
San Antonio's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. They get a hand on it. It's stolen by Allen. Here we go, one-on-one. Gay with the block. Mills with it. 11 points for him in that last game against Boston.
And what opened things up for him was his passing. He was making so many plays that the D had to play off him.
Jones checked in for Grayson Allen. Now here's Mills. He's tightly guarded. 6 on the shot clock. Bellinelli against Anderson. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
And looking now at some numbers for Rudy Gay. He had a strong showing last season. Averaged about 13 points per, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. And for a reserve big man, not a big drop-off when he checks in the game.
Totally. You want your team to at least hold court when the reserves come in. He definitely keeps you solid up front.
Pass to Valanciunas. From about 19 feet. Good on the shot. Valanciunas has got 8 points. San Antonio trailing here.
They had some turmoil for the Grizzlies last season. Player confrontations in the locker room, confusion over which Brooks they were including in a trade, Marshawn or Dillon. I think they're happy to turn the page.
Gay with the block.
A pretty good defender. Gay using that 7'3" wingspan well. Get that shot out of here.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
But you talk about the turmoil for the Grizzlies last season, the trade talks surrounding Gasol and Mike Conley had to be a distraction.
And come to find out, even the front office and the coaching staff were on the hot seat. They held exit interviews and addressed the media. A few hours later, they were let go. Some awkward moments for sure.
First free throw is good.
The potential is there. For Clark, it's about expanding the range so that it makes him more versatile offensively.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2. Steve, there are certain players, as we know, who can really back you up and get you on your heels, and then they hit the brakes and they hit you with a pull-up jumper. They're very tough to defend.
Kevin, you said it best. Being able to hit the brakes and stop on a dime, I think is James Harden, Steph Curry, C.J. McCollum, Kyrie Irving. Those are some of those names where guys can go in fast pace, fast motion, then stop and pull up and be on balance and knock down the shot.
Spurs trail by 5. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Jones in the post, covered by Mills. Anderson trying to free himself up. Jackson misses. And the Grizzlies, they come in off the loss to Dallas. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
Made that shot a little harder than it had to be. No one around him, just rise straight up and drill it.
Jones, the pass to Valanciunas. Offensive rebound. He goes up again. Off the mark. His first miss of the game. 1 for 2. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. And the wide open shot from Bellinelli. Releases from the wing and drills it.
Nothing went right on that offensive possession except the result.
Here's Jones. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. He feeds it to Jackson.
I like the fact that Jackson just takes on the defense there, plays with real fire and really forcing the defender to foul.
For Memphis, they have made 2 and missed 2 at the line tonight. The free throw drops for Jackson.
Yeah, and the versatility of Jackson's game. He's a super confident kid who certainly has the potential to be a star.
Both free throws good from Jackson. Just 4 seconds left in the first. With 1 on the clock, and that one released in time, but no good. And that does it for the first quarter. Grizzlies lead by 5. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And in 2018, DeMar DeRozan opened up about his battles with depression, hoping to have a positive impact on others.
A lot of people ashamed to talk about it. Even myself, for a long period of time, people wonder why I was such a quiet guy, and that was part of it. Not wanting to speak out about it, not wanting other people to know exactly what I was going through. But you get to a certain age where you feel like it's all about helping others. It's not about you just being a selfish person about the things you're going through. Other people going through stuff as well.
Yep, you love the honesty and the bravery to step forward and tell his emotional story.
Yeah, he opened a dialogue. Kevin Love following his lead to talk about anxiety. Athletes as public figures can have a broader impact than just entertaining, and we see it over and over again.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. What stands out to you from the Grizzlies in this one?
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
Yes, you know this, GA. Back in our day, and any day really, if you don't block out somebody, you will sit down.
So on the floor to begin things for Memphis here in the second quarter, they've got Anderson. Jonas Valanciunas is out there with Jackson. Then it's Jones. And it's Clark in at the 3, the small forward. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, last season the G League tested out an expansion of the clear path rule. And now that expansion is making its way to the NBA. It should discourage those intentional fouls that slow up teams on the fast break. Fans wanted it, and analysts clamored for it. And that will allow the amazing athletes in this league more opportunities to show what they can do in the fast break.
You're right, David. A welcome change. Thank you. Mills passes to Lyles. Anderson against Bellinelli. Lyles with a wide open look. That 3 off the mark.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Clark, the pass to Jones. He dishes it to Jackson. From about 19 feet. No good on that one. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Minnesota, where they'll take on the Timberwolves. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip.
Well, this is where measurements don't tell the whole story. Clark is a tremendous shot blocker despite having an average wingspan.
We've played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Memphis leading by 7. Jones looking for an opening. Pass to Valanciunas. Right side Jackson. Clark for 3. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
Man, if Clark ever hits that shot with consistency, watch out. That's a game changer.
And so it's Mills who will bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs.
Well, for Josh Jackson, not really the sophomore season he was hoping for. Didn't take a major leap forward and saw him fighting for reserve minutes at times. The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. A different look now for San Antonio. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Trey Lyles, and it's DeJounte Murray in for Patty Mills. Memphis also making some changes. Jaren Jackson, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Jay Crowder comes in for Josh Jackson, and it's Morant in for Anderson. Now here's Murray. Pass to Aldridge. Gay outside. Back to Bellinelli. Just 5 to shoot. There's the triple. Again, the miss by the Spurs. And with Jackson, Greg, they just need to see more from him.
The upside, it's still there for Jackson, but nothing is guaranteed in the NBA. He needs to keep working on his game to live up to the lofty draft expectations.
And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And here is Bellinelli. And again, unable to change momentum here.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat. And that's a special play coming from the one spot.
You know, his passing can take a back seat for that dunk. Wow.
It just shows you the versatility. This guy can do a lot of different things for you. Woo-wee!
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Steve, the league has broadened the definition of clear path foul. Think that'll discourage the wrap-up fouls that stop those fast breaks?
Yeah, I think so, because the guy's coming downhill with that type of force. And if you do wrap him up, and sometimes your coaches want you to because of the situation, but it's hard, and it could create a lot of injury. So I do like the clear path fouls.
Throws it up high.
And they're getting points, they're getting stops, and this is how they'd like to play all the time.
Yes, when it's going good, it feels easy. These are the nights you relish, but they're tough to replicate.
Murray outside. The pass to White. Here's Aldridge. Brooks covering. And that one's good by Aldridge.
Dominating on the interior. Aldridge has the height and knows how to use his body to create space.
Now here's Morant. He's covered by Murray. Now here's Morant. There's the feed to Clark. And it's Clark slamming it down.
They just won't miss. I mean, this is incredible.
Good shooting can be contagious. You see the confidence running through this team right now.
So it's the Spurs now. The Grizzlies making the shot. Lob pass to Gay and finished off by Gay.
Flying high. Gay at one time had a 40-inch vertical.
Morant passes to Crowder. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
Jakob Poeltl's checked in for Rudy Gay. Spurs trail by 19. Feeds it to Poeltl. And the dunk by Poeltl.
I mean, that's a nice find by Murray. He has the height to see the floor, and his awareness continues to grow.
For Memphis, they've gone 8 of 9 in the second quarter. Very nearly perfect from the field. Pass to Brooks. Inside. And stolen by Aldridge. And there's the foul on Jay Crowder. That's his first foul. The Spurs have gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. DeRozan surveying the D. Now Murray. DeRozan finds Pirtle. 6 to shoot. 2 points. That one goes. Pirtle's got his second bucket tonight.
That's good awareness from DeRozan. Spots the open man. That speaks to his all-around game.
Pass to Clark. Now here's Jackson. Trying to get open is Crowder. Jackson misses.
He goes up strong, but he is met with resistance. I think that surprised him a little bit.
Murray with it. Outside, White. The 3. Brooks grabs the board. And the Grizzlies leading by 15. Jackson has the open look. A three-pointer off the mark. Morant with the steal. Crowder the pass to Jackson. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
He really can't buy a bucket, but his teammates have his back.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
The savvy and body control of DeRozan. It allows him to finish the play through contact and get to the line.
And last season, DeMar DeRozan averaging the lowest rate of three-point attempts of his career.
Kevin, the Raptors had wanted him to shoot more triples. The Spurs were content to put the ball in his hands and let others provide the spacing.
And Memphis making a change here. Allen's checked in. That's good from DeMar DeRozan.
It's common to see wing players improve their perimeter shooting in the league, but DeMar DeRozan's most striking growth has been his ball handling and playmaking. He's been dynamic with the ball in his hands.
Now here's Crowder. He's coming off a 16-point game against Dallas.
And it wasn't just the scoring. He also impacted the game on the glass. Terrific all-around effort.
Here's White, a 12-point game. Bounce pass, Aldridge. Murray against Allen. Murray, no good. And Greg DeRozan watching a ton of films of guys like Andre Miller and Sam Cassell operating in the pick and roll.
Not only that, Kevin, to strengthen his left hand, he'd use it for daily activities like writing, leaving no stone unturned to become an expert initiator. Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
An uncontested shot at the rim, you have to compete at all times.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Memphis leading by 12. Here's Morant. Passes to Brooks. Now here's Morant. Not a lot of room, and it's good. 2 points.
And how about the body control? Morant, even when under duress, stays calm, cool, and collected.
And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for San Antonio. Allen against DeRozan. And finished off by DeRozan.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
That's a big-time move and a big-time finish.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. Smitty, you played with the U.S. national team. Would you say they allow more physicality in FIBA than they do in the NBA?
No, I think, Kevin, different parts of the game, there's more physicality, like on the free throw line, boxing out. like going up for rebounds. They let a lot more than we're used to go. But usually the NBA players adjust, and they find their way.
Now here's Morant. 6 points for him. The pass to Brooks. Shot clock at 6. He feeds it to Allen. And Pirtle sends it back.
Gotta love the shot blocking ability of Pirtle. Wonderful timing right there.
Spurs trail by 12. And here's DeRozan. Tries again. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Make him foul you to stop you. DeRozan with the strength and vertical ability doing damage inside.
He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one.
DeRozan, a raw athlete entering this league. He's worked on his skill to the point where he's now a perennial all-star candidate.
San Antonio making a switch here. Mills is checked in. And Memphis also making a switch. Jackson, he's checked in for Brooks. Both free throws good from DeRozan.
After having no trips to the free throw line in the first period, he's being much more aggressive now.
Now here's Morant. He's covered by Murray. Jackson. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one on DeRozan.
And Jackson has got the complete package down low. Loves putting the D in a compromising position. And you look at all the under-the-radar prospects that have found success with the Spurs. How do they keep hitting on all these players other teams have missed?
They do a great job with their player development. They also do a great job identifying players with great character. They have guys who work extremely hard. They have great coaching, and they teach. But more importantly, what they do, GA, they give you confidence. And that's where I think the Spurs separate from other organizations.
The free throw drops for Jackson.
Last season, it took some time for the Spurs to gel with the early injuries and new faces. They played their best basketball down the stretch, took the second-seeded Nuggets to 7 games.
Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Jay Crowder. He doesn't get the second one. In the back half of last season, the Spurs posting a 9-game winning streak. Steve, what changed for them?
You know, Kevin, for me, they toughened up their defense. They moved Jakob Poeltl into the starting lineup at the 5 position. And they found that chemistry and they got going.
And they haven't worked it inside as much as they did earlier in the game. Now that they have the lead, they don't seem as determined to pound it down low.
The Spurs have shot 80% from the line tonight, going 4 of 5 so far.
And take a look back at last season, and what a season it was for them from the free throw line. 82% as a group.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Lyle comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And Damari Carroll subbed in for DeJounte Murray.
And this Memphis team stakes its identity on defense.
Last season, top 3 in block percentage. They make their stand at the defensive end.
Now here's Allen. 8 points his last outing. Pass to Jackson. It's Morant in the corner. The Grizzlies with another miss.
Having a shaky time from the floor, but his teammates have been picking up the slack.
Pass to Lyles. It's Carroll on the wing. He's covered by Anderson. Carroll finds DeRozan. Fade away. It's rebounded by Memphis. They'll be off to Charlotte for a game against the Hornets. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the call. San Antonio the foul. The Grizzlies have shot 70% from the free throw line tonight, 7 for 10.
And last season, 77% from the line. They could usually get the job done there.
That free throw, no good. And the Spurs making a change here. Bellinelli's checked in. And the Grizzlies also with the sub. Valanciunas is checked in. He hits the second from the line.
A new Memphis head coach, 3 of the last 4 seasons. Changeover in the front office as well. Hopefully, they'll find some continuity moving forward.
Now, here's Bellinelli. Nice D from Valanciunas.
And his pure defensive effort changed that shot from an easy one to a tough one.
And you know, technically, it's a high percentage look, but this is why we play the game.
And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. Smitty, this Grizzlies team has always given a good effort. How tough do you think it is to see a coach let go, even when his players are responding?
You know, it's very tough because you gain trust in that coach. And often having a coaching change are more of a symptom of what's going on above them in the front office.
And that goes out of bounds. Last touch by Carroll. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, my cousin LaMarcus Aldridge is not the flashiest player, but he is respected. His former teammate in Portland, C.J. McCollum, said he hasn't changed his game to try and fit the new NBA. He shoots mid-range, scores under the basket, strong as heck. He knows who he is. And Kevin, LaMarcus isn't really my cousin, but his game never goes out of style.
You're right, D.A., and he is still getting it done. Thank you. Memphis leading by 11. It's tipped. Passes it to Bellinelli. They get the rebound. Second shot opportunity. And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up. For San Antonio, they have shot a good percentage from the free throw line so far. They've made 5 out of 6. Rudy Gay's checked in for Bellinelli.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Outside, Jones. The feed now to Anderson. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. And out of UCLA, forward Kyle Anderson. Some call him slow-mo. Why is that?
Well, I mean, not the most athletic player. It's his size and IQ for the game, though, that makes him so effective.
Free throw, good, Anderson.
The 6'9" Kyle Anderson has a 7'3" wingspan. A big asset defensively. Not the most athletic, but he racks up blocks and steals.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. And you look at Anderson, he likes playing with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, he has good ball handling for his size and great court vision. We call him slow-mo, but he can get to the rim on his drives, and he's a good finisher when he gets inside.
Here's Allen, following the score by DeMar DeRozan. The pass to Anderson. Valanciunas with the ball, shoots over Lyles. And it's Valanciunas that time on the assist by Jackson. 10 points for Valanciunas.
And Jackson is a terrific passer at that forward position. Fantastic at setting the table for his guys.
And so it's Mills who will bring it up for the Spurs. 9-point game. And the foul called on Tyus Jones. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
Oh no, he's the last guy you want to put on the line. You can just about book the points every time he steps up there.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That one is off.
And one of the game's best free throw shooters. It's a shame that Patty almost never gets to the line.
And the second free throw, good. And as the Spurs enter a new era, Patty Mills providing that carryover from their championship past.
Yes, he's taken on a big leadership role. The feisty little guard willing to speak up and teach the younger players the Spurs way of doing things.
Now here's Jackson. He has 6. Just 5 on the clock. Back to Allen. The 3. Rebounded by the Spurs. Gay's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And Josh Jackson picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
A really solid shooter once he gets to the line, and Rudy Gay has gotten to the line a lot in his career.
Gay hits them both. And the Grizzlies with possession here. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
Yeah, in that one, the shot selection wasn't terrible, but they had to tighten it up. Did not happen.
They never really got into a rhythm despite trying a few different things. Sometimes it's just not your night.
And we've reached halftime in this one. It's the Grizzlies up 6. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot, Jonas. Good first half for you getting the ball inside, and you look really aggressive out there.
I'm just doing my job, what I need to do, be active in the paint, rebound, get some touches, go for work.
Always good to see a big man who plays big. Thanks, Jonas. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. For the Grizzlies, the first quarter was pretty even. They saw their lead grow to a high water mark of 5 in the period. Well, for the Grizzlies, Kenny?
Well, I thought that turning point was when the bench came in. Those guys really hustled, and they gave the team some energy, and then they started to score baskets. That was a bonus.
Shaq, what did you see from San Antonio?
Well, if you can't shoot the ball, you might want to stop chucking it up. They keep trying the 3, but it's not going down. They're relying too much on the 3 ball. Way too much. It's good when it's falling for you, but when it's not, you have to try something else.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. A fantastic game from DeMar DeRozan so far.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
This is his challenge, to continue to dominate, to help them try to close strong here in the second half.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Spurs trail by 6. While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the court right now for the Spurs, it's Aldridge at the power forward with Pirtle at center. Derek White is out there with Murray, and it's DeRozan in at the small forward position. Pirtle, high post. DeRozan against Crowder. And And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
This is no surprise. With his athleticism, DeRozan, one of the league's best at getting to the line.
The Spurs have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line. He's off on the first. Good on the second free throw. Now here's Morant. Outside for Jackson, over Aldridge. And there's Jackson on the assist by Morant. Morant's got 6 assists in the game. Feeds to Aldridge. And Aldridge slams it in.
Attacking all the way. Aldridge taking matters into his own hands.
Now here's Morant. He's covered by Murray. Now Morant. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Valanciunas. Jackson trying to break free. And Pirtle sends it back. White with it. He's picked up by Brooks. Murray, good.
Finding a soft spot in the belly of that defense. Murray taking full advantage.
Now here's Morant. Defense right on him. And here we go with DeRozan running it up the middle. But they get it back. Tries again. And the rejection by Valanciunas.
Valanciunas, he's got that long wingspan. You saw it right there on that play.
To the left side wing. Jackson down low. Wide on him. Jackson, that's good. Jackson's got 4 this quarter. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for San Antonio, trailing by 5. He kicks to White. Pass to Pirtle. Down low. Here's Aldridge. And the rejection by Jackson. There's the lob to Jackson. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. For San Antonio, they've gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Now here's Murray. Defense is right there. Pirtle, no one around him. They grab their own miss. Memphis leading by 7. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Morant dishes to Valanciunas. He was all alone on that one. Valanciunas has got 12.
Firing on all cylinders here in the third. Only 1 miss in 5 attempts.
Here's Murray. He's got 6. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Very pretty alley-oop layup.
Watching DeRozan tonight, you're reminded of how good, how resourceful a scorer he can be.
Third quarter action and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Some nice passing there by Memphis. And the shot goes in. Crowder's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
He's so strong. Jay Crowder overcoming physical defense with great power and body control.
Spurs trail by 9. Murray with it. Pass to DeRozan. Good work defensively by Crowder. Grizzlies have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency. Morant passes to Valanciunas. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one on Jakob Poeltl.
Great use of the pump fake. Smart move by Valanciunas to get himself to the line.
And last season, Jonas Valanciunas averaging the fewest minutes of his career. Greg, at the same time, he was playing the best basketball of his career.
I mean, his scoring per minute through the roof. Rebounding at a career high level. He can dominate inside, especially at that offensive end.
And he makes the first.
For a player his size, Valanciunas has always been a good free throw shooter. We won't see a hack of Val anytime soon.
Valanciunas hits them both. Spurs trail by 11. Murray outside. Dishes it to Aldridge. White looking around. Here's DeRozan. Rejected by Crowder.
Jay Crowder didn't give up on the play. Tracking the ball, blocking the shot. His coach appreciates the hustle.
And Jackson throws it down hard.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. And San Antonio shooting at 36%. They really seem out of sync offensively. Here's Murray. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And making his return from the ACL tear, DeJounte Murray, long, athletic, and young, he still has a very bright future.
First one falls for him. And Murray winning second team all defense in 2018. And Greg, at that time, he was only 21.
And that's been his strong suit. If he can hit perimeter shots consistently, he can be a star.
Clark, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
I can't wait to see Murray reach his full potential. Reason why? Because he has a lot of it.
Passes to Brooks. Trying his luck from deep. And Poeltl pulls it down. Poeltl's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. San Antonio again missing.
He's kind of lost his way this period, having a hard time getting anything to go down.
And this kid, Ja Morant, came out of nowhere, under-recruited in high school, showed some promise in that first year of college, but boy, did he blow up.
And Morant really impacts the game in every area.
It's incredible, Kevin. He gives you the points, the assists, the rebounds, but then you look at the box score and you also see a block, a couple steals. And I like that he shoots a high percentage at the line.
That's good from Morant. Steve, the G League is now offering select contracts worth $125,000. They want to attract prospects straight out of high school. What do you think of that?
You know, I like it, Kevin, and I think I'd love to see that number go up and up, and I like the opportunity for some of those guys to be able to go straight out of high school. It's good for some, it's bad for others, but I think you have to give those guys that opportunity.
Both shots good from the stripe.
And purely from a physical standpoint, Ja Morant has it all. The height, the long arms, the frame to put on more weight, and few players are more explosive athletically.
Okay, that's frustrating. You work hard to get these open looks. You know he liked that one back.
So tough to guard. When Morant is rising and firing like that, basically impossible to stop.
And so it's San Antonio with it. It's a 16-point game. And with Morant, you not only get the physical attributes, Greg, you get the mental toughness and awareness.
Yeah, this kid loves to compete. The bigger the game, the bigger he plays. I think we're looking at a potential all-NBA performer when it's all said and done.
Crowder kicks to Brooks. Now the pass to Clark. This one for three. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Grizzlies lead by 18.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
To stop the run, and it's Murray with the jam.
Attacking, putting his handprint all over this game. He has that ability from a point guard to jam it home.
Now here's Morant. 11 points in the game. Kicks it to Clark. It's Crowder on the wing. Pass to Morant. 5 to shoot. 9 feet out. That one a little long.
Trying to take advantage of soft defense. He might have gotten over eager.
Murray, no good.
Great defensive effort, just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
And this is why coaches talk about playing with pace. The scoreboard tells it all.
It's a winning approach when you execute. That's the key. They're playing fast, but also under control.
Here's Aldridge, following the score by Memphis. The wide open look here for DeRozan. No good on the three.
He had it rolling and then lost it for some reason. Let's see if he can get it back while it still matters.
Brooks finds Clark. It's stolen by DeRozan. And finished off by DeRozan.
The perfect set of skills to flourish in transition. DeRozan's got it all.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies.
And this summer, a lot of work in the weight room for Jaren Jackson Jr. Rebounding, one of his few weaknesses last season. Adding strength, it will help.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Trey Lyles checked in for Jakob Poeltl. Gay comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Damari Carroll's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Mills in for DeJounte Murray. Memphis also making some changes. Josh Jackson's checked in for Clark. Kyle Anderson comes in for Dylan Brooks. And Tyus Jones subbed in for Morant. And a high rate of fouls for Jaren Jackson and Smitty dating back to college.
You're right. Adding strength can also help in that area. Able to do your work early is also a key for him. And also denying deep position.
Here's Lyles. Jaren Jackson making his last shot. Kicks it out to Gay from the arc. Rebounded by Jackson. Jackson's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead. Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
And it's Mills with the ball for the San Antonio Spurs. Pass to Bellinelli. Stolen by Anderson. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Bellinelli. Passes it to Gay. And the rejection by Jackson.
He's doing what he can to help them cut into this lead. His shot just isn't quite there tonight.
The Italian Marco Bellinelli, one of the league's best sharpshooters, and Greg very comfortable shooting on the move.
He always seems to be floating one way or the other on his shot. It wouldn't work for most shooters, but he uses it to evade the D.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
A versatile swingman. Kyle Anderson's nickname is Slow-Mo for his methodical style of play.
LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for the Spurs. That one is no good.
And in a league that's obsessed with threes and layups, LaMarcus Aldridge defying the trend, really feasting on a steady diet of mid-range jumpers.
Now here's Anderson. To the paint. Trying to get open is Crowder. And Jackson with the basket on the assist by Anderson.
It's impressive, the level of domination at both ends, and you're seeing the results.
Especially considering it's on the road in front of a tough crowd. They've been able to block out the distractions.
Here's Mills. Jaren Jackson making his last shot. Back to Mills. Clock at 6. Will it go? It's rebounded by Memphis. Crowder's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. And that turnaround jumper of Aldridge's. Great, just impossible to defend.
Long arm, that high release point. When it's falling, well, we saw him give OKC 56. This man can take over.
So it's San Antonio now. The Grizzlies making the shot. Bellinelli passes to Gay. Spurs passing it around. Fast break Memphis. Here's Crowder. Finished off the break. Crowder's got 6 points in the quarter.
And they're scoring much more efficiently here in the second half, and they've gotten that field goal percentage above 50.
So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they've played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
A low release push shot for Jaren Jackson on the perimeter. The form is a bit unorthodox, but it's consistent, and he gets it off quickly. And by the way, he's a 7-footer.
And Memphis making a change here. Allen's checked in. Here's Mills. 1:43 left in the third quarter. Can't hit that one. Excellent D there from Allen. And you know, Smitty, when defenders close out, Jaren Jackson has shown the ability to attack off the dribble.
Also, Kevin, despite shooting with his right, he almost always drives to his left. Comfortable finishing with either hand in the paint.
Now here's Jackson. 8 points for him. The offensive rebound and the basket by Jones.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
They've been looking out of sorts in the last few possessions.
And this is when you need to be patient. Find a high percentage shot and have some floor balance.
Here's Bellinelli. And there's the pass to Gay. 6 to shoot. Over Jackson. Good on the baseline, Jay. Gay's got 8.
High percentage look for mid-range. Rudy quick into the air and accurate from that distance.
Jones dishes to Jackson. Count it.
They saw what the defense was willing to give up, and they seized that opportunity.
There's 38 seconds left to play in the third. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Gay with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Back to Aldridge. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Mills, that's a 2-pointer. Misses off the right iron.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Wow, wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Jacks up a 3. Buries the long-range jumper. Mills has got his second bucket of the night.
Aggressive with the dribble. Patty puts the D on his heels. Then with the stop and pop.
And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. We've got more in store for you right after this. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
So many good point guards in this league. So much responsibility comes with that position. That was a smart play.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for Memphis. So on the floor for Memphis, they've got Jones. Allen is out there with Jackson. And it's Caboclo in at the center, locking down the middle. Count that bucket.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
The Spurs shooting 34% from the field. That's not going to get it done. Walker the pass to Lyles. Carroll up top. Back to Lyles. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it.
Unforced errors. These are the kinds of things that break momentum.
Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Memphis. And so it's Memphis with it. And players now, Steve, more able to dictate where they want to play. How has free agency changed since you came into the NBA?
I think the signing of shorter contracts, Kevin, guys with player options. And then I think also for a lot of players, they're not taking as much money, leaving money on the table because the endorsement deals off the court is making up for some of their money on the court.
And the foul on Jonas Valanciunas. That's his 3rd foul of the game. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Here's Walker. That one good for 2. Walker's got his first basket. The Grizzlies shooting so far very efficient all around, about 55%. Jones the pass to Valanciunas. To the middle. It's stolen by Carroll. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth.
Yeah, well, he's going to have some explaining to do on the sideline about why he took that shot.
Low percentage chance. If it's not there, give up the rock. Trust your teammates.
Now here's Valanciunas, stolen by Walker. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Allen. Pass to Valanciunas. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
And this is what you like to see from Valanciunas, being active on offense and racking up some points.
And taking care of the ball has been a problem for him.
That's something they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced.
Jones drives in. That shot off. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way. Here's Johnson, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
Well, we were just talking about this, Steve, as the game of basketball always evolves. You look at the WNBA now. The quality of play there is terrific.
The talent level in the WNBA is at an all-time high. I love watching and gaining some tricks on how they play the game. And also, Kevin, athletically, there's a lot of young ladies being able to dunk the basketball now.
Absolutely amazing. You're right, Steve. That's good from Johnson. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Jones kicks to Caboclo. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Walker. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it.
Cutting his teeth in the Spurs system, Forbes has improved at keeping his eyes up and finding the open man.
They swipe it. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. D'Anthony Melton. He's checked in for Jones. Here's Walker. 6 on the shot clock. He kicks it to Pirtle. Second chance shot. Rebounded by Caboclo. Grizzlies have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Allen against Johnson. Here's Caboclo. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. That shot off. Johnson wide open. He fires. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Johnson's got 6 here in this quarter. And the Grizzlies leading by 23. Here's Melton. Steve, revenue's climbing. We're seeing some star players make $40+ million a year. Top coaches making around $10 million a year. My goodness. You think coaches are due for a raise, though, Steve?
You know, I think all parties involved, the numbers will keep going up, Kevin. The franchise values are going up to over $1 billion. So I think coaches will get a raise, players will get a raise, and the guys that are playing at a high level, especially for coaches, if they're winning, their numbers will go up.
And here's Walker. Pass to Forbes. Back to Walker. Shot clock at 5. Pirtle kicks to Walker from outside the arc. Grizzlies with the rebound. Here's Melton. Inside. And so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here. Here's Allen.
Trying to finish out the game strong. You have to recognize who has the hot hand and get him the ball.
And finished off by Walker.
And looking a lot better now, but still a long way to go to get back into this one.
Very nice stretch from them, but the reason why they're not into this game, they have to get some stops.
Here's Caboclo. Passes it to Melton. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
They're doing well overall, but the turnovers have been the exception. And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It's often a tough call that can go either way, but I agree with you on that one.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Rudy Gay's checked in for Trey Lyles. DeMar DeRozan comes in for Johnson. Whitey's checked in for Lonnie Walker. And it's DeJounte Murray in for Bryn Forbes.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Now here's Morant. To the paint. Pirtle with the steal. Murray with it. He's picked up by Morant. Over in the corner, White. Another shot. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Smitty, the NBA now permitting teams to sell international sponsorships. I mean, the league just continues to grow globally.
They have done a fantastic job. Teams can now enhance their visibility with this deal, and their internet makes this all possible when you get a chance to watch these teams all over the world.
Yeah, that's a good point. And the first one drops. And the Grizzlies making a change here. Jackson's checked in. Both free throws good from DeRozan. Now Morant. Brooks outside. Jackson against Gay. Left side Jackson. Just 5 on the clock. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. And the foul on Jonas Valanciunas. That's his 4th foul of the contest. San Antonio with the ball. They're on a 16-4 run right now. Murray outside. Gay drives in. Valanciunas grabs the board. Valanciunas has got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Crowder feeling it out a bit. The dish to Morant. And Pirtle sends it back. Here's DeRozan, and he drops in the layup off the glass. DeRozan's got 9 points here in the second half.
Pure determination here, guys. A 4th quarter run that has them looking better and better as we get ready for the stretch run.
Now here's Crowder. Brooks outside. And Pirtle sends it back. Here's DeRozan. Banked in off the glass. DeRozan's got 6 here in this quarter.
He has gotten into a terrific groove here, trying to wheel his team back into this.
The pass to Valanciunas. He feeds it to Jackson. And the dunk by Jackson.
Look at the big man Valanciunas showing off the playmaking skills.
Murray with it. And here are the Spurs. They're on a 20-6 run. Pirtle, the pass to Gay. Over Valanciunas. Here's DeRozan. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
DeRozan in traffic doing a great job to come up with that rebound.
Free throw is off from DeRozan. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for Memphis. The lead is 15. Pirtle with the steal. Outside DeRozan. And that one drops. DeRozan's got 15 points here in the second half.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Here's Jackson. That shot is good. He's taken 15 and made 10 from the field tonight.
Ever since halftime, he's had his eyes on the basket and just crushing it right now.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Murray outside. White wide open. He fires. Sinks the triple. White's got his first 3 points of the game.
Love Murray's scoring potential, but the development of his playmaking may be an even higher priority.
Brooks dishes to Jackson. And good that time. Jackson's got 6 points in the quarter.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Reason why it takes extra energy to do it. You have to trust your defensive rotations, but it's worth it.
Here's DeRozan. Jaren Jackson making his last shot. And here's DeRozan. And DeRozan throws it down.
Nice read on that play by DeRozan. Came off the pick and took what the defense gave him.
And the dunk by Jackson.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through. Spurs trail by 14. A minute 50 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's DeRozan. Here's Pirtle. They shoot again. Outside for Murray. Shot clock at 6. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. Here's Morant. 1:25 left to play in the final quarter.
Gotta love watching Morant get after it. He goes all out. Tank, never on empty.
San Antonio's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Here's DeRozan. So much new technology. A lot of it's so exciting, Steve. Did you see the demo of the jersey that can change a player's name and number the other day? Wow, that was something.
I did. I saw the demonstration that Adam Silver did. It is fantastic. I was thinking about myself, Kevin. I played for 7 teams. That's a lot of changing of the name and number.
It really is.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Grizzlies.
You know, their big advantage was points in the paint.
And they found a way to pound the ball inside. And that was working all game long.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year. Actually, their 5th win on the year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Jaren Jackson.
And how many times throughout the course of the evening did he make a momentum-changing play? I thought his relentlessness really keyed their success.
And he knocks down the first one. And the Spurs with some changes. Johnson, he's checked in for Gay. Walker comes in for White. And it's Bryn Forbes in for DeJounte Murray. Both free throws good from DeRozan. So it's the Grizzlies now. A 12-point game. Stolen by Walker. And a fast break now for the Spurs. And finished off by Walker.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
Turning defense into offense. Every coach talks about it. Perfect example right there.
It's stolen by DeRozan. Here's Forbes. Offline with his 3. So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Jonas, you have a lot on you in terms of patrolling the paint. How do you think you're doing?
I feel good. You know, there is a better game, there is a worse game, but, you know, I'm bringing energy every game. I'm fighting, and my job is take rebounds, set of screens. I'm doing that job.
It's grunt work, but you're good at it. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, David Aldridge, Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you later.